Hey, come on in. My name is Luke. I am the owner of Out of Darts. We are a Nerf mod hobby shop selling all the tools, supplies, accessories, blasters, 3D printed parts to play with and upgrade your Nerf arsenal. Out of Darts has been in business for 9 years as of January this year. I had my very first sale January 1st, 2016.
Hi, I'm Luke. I work at Out of Darts and I am the COO/CMO. So basically I'm head of operations and do everything with the media. Basically oversee all the marketing and social media stuff. I've been there for about 2 to 3 months, so pretty new at the job and really excited to be there. The team has just been amazing. I started this whole thing about 5-6 years ago, and I never would have seen myself working at Out of Darts.
We started in a single one-car garage in my house in Hayward, California. We weren't there very long because very quickly 8 printers just took over the space. So I moved it to Bend for a little bit, where my buddy John actually ran things for a while and helped get the business off the ground. And then fairly shortly after that, I moved up to Washington, and we had sort of what I'd call our first official business location, which was, again, a house. Had a 3-car garage just stuffed with Nerf. And we had the front packing room was also just completely packed. The guest room, the aisles, the stairways, the corners, like every little nook and cranny in that place was packed. And then from there, we moved to our first warehouse, which was about 1,800 square feet. We were there for 2 years, 2.5 years, and then we just needed more space because we were on top of each other. And then we moved into this place. This place is about 4,000 square feet with a little loft upstairs where we've got the studio. And we've been here 3.5 years now. And I don't think it'll be too much longer, and I'm sure we're gonna want even more space because we're already starting to run out of room. We are in our office. It's a work in progress, but we're getting better and better. Over here, we've got kind of our blaster wall. This is all the stuff we actually sell. There are quite a few things missing from here, but we're working on adding them in. It doesn't matter how much warehouse space and office space you have, you'll fill it all. Over here, we've kind of got Dr. Flux's corner and his blasters. And then my desk is over here in this corner where we do everything from customer service to design to social posts, video editing, a little bit of everything, testing, iteration, all that kind of stuff. And our newest employee, Jose, is right here.
I'm camera shy. Hi, I'm Luchathor, and I am going to be inventory control manager thing. I'm not sure. Inventory stuff at Out of Darts.
So on any given day, it varies how many people are here because our schedules overlap a bit, but we have 7. I have 7 employees currently, plus myself, so we're a team of 8. Running this. A couple of those are part-time, but most of them are full-time. It keeps us pretty busy. I think we're going to continue to grow and add more people to that.
Oh, hi. The team at Out of Darts is just phenomenal. They've really accepted me into the fold, or whatever you want to call it, into the team. It is a young company if you think about it. Most small businesses can't last more than a few years, you know. So the fact that they got over those rough periods, like, that's amazing. So really, this is a small, up-and-coming, growing company, and it's amazing to be at I consider it the ground level.
I started last week. 1 week. Place is still standing.
It's an e-commerce business. I have a background in network engineering and working in IT. It turns out the skills that I pretty much cultivated over the years, the weird Swiss Army knife of abilities and skills and stuff I have, all kind of come together at Out of Darts. You know, it's like customer service stuff. It's stuff with the YouTube, you know, running the channel, all the things I learned with social media marketing, the hobby, all the modding, and just understanding just blasters in general.
So tinkering like Nerf blasters and stuff, I think I started around 2018, 19-ish, just screwing around, doing random stuff. I started picking up 3D modeling so I can design stuff like this yellow kit. I think what I want to do in the long term is just broaden like my skill set essentially. Because like this took me way too long to design, but I'd like to cut this down. And then I like warehouse life. I'm a warehouse rat.
My mission with this company has always been to provide joy through hands-on entertainment and education, and hopefully inspire the next generation of makers, tinkerers, engineers. I won't mention him by name, but we have a customer that was a customer 8 or so years ago, and now he's in his second year of engineering school, and Nerf is what got him, modding blasters is what got him into this sort of STEM field. So I'm really excited to be part of that. And then at the end of the day, we just bring joy to a lot of people having fun through play. This is our 3D print farm. You may notice that the printers have changed substantially. We switched from Prusa to bamboo printers this year. The new printers have been really great, really reliable. We send everything wirelessly from a computer. We've got all of our filament here. Most of this is protopasta, produced right here in Vancouver, Washington. All kinds of colors. A lot of these are custom. Some of them are colors they already had, but pretty wide variety to print from. At one point we had over 100 printers. Now we're down to about 50, and that's because these printers are printing 2 to 3 times faster, and we're able to get that many more orders out on a daily basis. For the first 8 years of business, we were exclusively more or less on Prusa printers. We tried a few other brands before. At the end, we were printing exclusively on the i3 Mark III's Plus printers, and they were great printers, but the bamboo printers came along. They're 2 to 3 times as fast for a third or a fourth the price. Wireless capabilities built in. So we, after extensive testing for almost a year actually, we finally made the jump over to switch to mostly A1 printers. And for a new person getting into the hobby, I would highly recommend an A1 or an A1 Mini if you're really on a budget. Most orders that come in, we can get out within a day or two. You can see right here, this is one blaster, but it's printing across 5 printers. So this will go out 24, 48 hours from when it was ordered. And it's been a real game changer because it's taken some of these 30-hour beds and brought them down to just an 8-hour print. We will do some content and videos on these in the future, but they are really reliable printers, coming in at around $400 or less. Just spectacular from a value perspective and reliability standard. This has changed a little bit, but it's fairly similar. This is kind of where all of our 3D prints go after they are printed. They come over here to get prepped, deburred, checked over, quality control, all that kind of stuff. And then we do things like add in the brass inserts, add in O-rings or other hardware, and really put it all together to make sure that everything's ready. And then from here it goes over to the shipping department. Off screen that I'm not going to show you is our machine shop. One of our employees is working in there right now, so you will hear some noise, stuff going on while we are doing the video. Hopefully you can hear me all right.
Everything's got an order to a system, and things are very clean, and I don't know, it's a very nice environment to work in. And everything's more about how do we process improve. Lean is a big thing he talks about. So overall operation of the warehouse includes, just the whole process flow of bringing in orders and making sure they go out, but it also includes product development. And that's one thing I really enjoy too about the job, is just being a part of that whole process of what's the next thing we're gonna lean into, what are we gonna work on. I personally don't do design work. I'd like to learn it a little bit, but I understand that you wanna lean on people that are experts in a field, because that's how business does well. My own personal enjoyment of it, I'll probably pick up some stuff, maybe to understand and how to talk with designers better.
We work with about a dozen different designers. Those are 3D designers and creators that build stuff that we sell on the shop in one form or another. And then we work with dozens and dozens of manufacturers to get different various parts and blasters, and a number of different sources internationally to get a lot of the little bits that we sell. This has probably become my favorite aisle. This is our kit aisle. We have hundreds of different pieces of hardware. I think there's 156 pieces just on this wall alone. We've got barrels and bars and rods, switches, nuts, screws, bolts, everything you can imagine to go into our hardware kits is down this aisle. It seems like a really simple process to just grab a few bits and bolts and put them together, but to do so perfectly accurately as often as possible, it actually takes quite a bit of effort. So these are all zoned out and they're all sorted. And we have individual print sheets that work for every single kit. They get checked by one person and then checked by another, then packed up and sent out to all of you. These are our momentum cores. We're about ready to relaunch these. Depending on when you see this video, these may be available for purchase. They'll actually be in final blasters in their final form. So Adam behind me here is working on putting them together and actually soldering up and assembling them. There's 3 or 4 of us that are involved in putting these together, but it's a fairly complicated product because of the amount of assembly, printing, soldering, testing, loading the code, all of that. But very cool, high performance flywheel blaster.
I've pulled orders, I've done kit checks, I've done 3D printing, like getting a queue started and all that stuff, and then shipping.
Do you hope to design more stuff for Out of Darts, or do you kind of want to just help facilitate orders? What's your goal?
So I'm going to keep them separated. So I will design stuff in my off time, and obviously Out of Darts is first come, first serve. Yeah, other than that, just when I'm here, it's essentially just warehouse, making sure everything's good.
This is a very busy area. This table serves a lot of purposes, but it is primarily here to kit check. So you're checking and weighing different hardware kits. We use scales, really accurate scales, to actually measure some of the hardware bags. And you're taking that kit that you built over there and actually putting it together and making sure that every single item is there, so that hopefully when you receive it as a customer, you're not missing any hardware that's stopping you from completing your build. Between hardware kits, 3D printed parts, and other items that we produce in-house, that's about 30 to 40% on any given month of the sales going out the door. It varies depending on the season and what's popular now. We've had some products that have just gone like gangbusters. We famously had this Percy's hopper that I designed a while back. There was a time we had that and it was backlogged months worth of printing, 2 or 3 months we were backlogged on prints, even if we ran them 24/7. That was a point of growth and expansion where we had to get more printers, but it can really vary month to month depending on the blaster that's released. A good example is we have the Proton Pack coming up, and Momentum. So both of those products, when those launch, that will really skyrocket the amount of blasters and kits that go out compared to just retail products like, say, Worker or others. This is our general inventory aisle. There are 3 aisles pretty much identical to this. It's all gridded out and zoned so we know where everything is. And we're doing a better and better job as time goes on, as we get bigger as a company, of keeping things in stock, keeping our restocks happening, and making sure that everything's where it belongs and that we can find it. There are still some drum springs, at least a bag of 500 of them, that are somewhere in this warehouse that I'd never found. Fun, happy time. Hold on. This is my favorite purchase of the last year and a half. This little guy lets you go around and go up and down. So I can go up high and I can drive around and get boxes down. What do I want? Do I want a unicorn? Some saber darts? I spend a good chunk of my time in customer service, a lot of time on ordering, inventory, tracking orders, making sure that we're getting the wholesale shipments in, and then but customer service becomes a big part of that. I also work on product development, some designs here and there where we've got a jig that needs to be made or some other part that needs to be modified. I've designed less and less as time has gone on, just due to simple bandwidth. In addition to the design and customer service side, I'm also working on videos and promotions, traveling to events, planning new products and deciding what products to purchase, testing things. It's a really varied task. A lot of it can be sitting in front of a computer, and then other days it's more up on my feet. This has allowed us to work more vertically and fit a lot more inventory in our pretty small warehouse. Someday we'll have proper forklifts, but these aisles are way too small for that.
I keep seeing the Quinlins getting sold. I kind of want to get one myself just to tinker with, but and then solos in general, not just the yellow, but solos in general. We just got a shipment of the purple ones. The purple's fire.
This is our big loading door with no space behind it. So we spend a pretty good deal of time working right in here, working outside, depending on how big the orders are. We might be the biggest Nerf shop in the hobby, but there is not a lot of room left here for receiving, so we have to work pretty quickly when stuff comes in to get it in, get it up, put it away, get it ready for people to purchase.
Are you changing your name to Luke?
No.
Why?
No.
Why not?
And this is sort of our A aisle or quick pick. Lots of little items here, things that tend to get lost on shelves. We like to put nice here because they're kind of tight. And then this is where shipping begins, and my gosh, is it a nice sunny day out. We currently ship between 80 and 100 packages a day on an average day. We print several hundred parts throughout a day. Some of those are multiple parts for one print or one customer, and some are single parts for a single customer. And we have about 962 unique SKUs on the website, and that's excluding 3D printed color options. That's a substantial departure from our maximum. At one point it was 1,167 SKUs, which for a small business like us was really challenging to keep everything in stock, keep the knowledge base really good, and just know how to support that many products. Because at the end of the day, we want to carry things that our customers like and that make them happy, and probably not so much the things that don't. This is where we start the orders, we print and get the orders ready to ship out. So the labels get printed down here, and then we start down the pick path, and it's kind of a behind us, we've just got tons of boxes. So the other side, but the shipping system sort of starts on one side and then goes down through the aisles and then ends up back on over here where we pack orders. So you've got all the boxes up here. We've upgraded to a little bit larger carts to actually hold the orders. Orders have already gone out today, so this is pretty empty compared to then. And one of my favorite tools in the whole warehouse are these beautiful label printers. These are Better Pack label printers. They're really common. Companies like Amazon use them, but you push a button and it shoots out recyclable paper-based or recyclable tape that you can, gum tape that you can attach to whatever. I like that. One of my other favorite things we've done this year is we got rid of bubble wrap and now we do this sweet crinkle stuff. Hold on, I gotta get it.
Technical name?
Yeah, technical name is sweet crinkle stuff. Ooh. It's just so satisfying. We also this year are transitioning to completely recyclable bubble mailers. So instead of plastic mailers that go in the landfill, these can be recycled, different sizes. Some of them are made of recycled material and some of them are new material, but both of them can be recycled. Slightly confusing. One of the big things is I'm still in customer service basically every day. I'm responding to your emails along with the rest of the team because customer service is a big part of the business.
How important is customer service?
It's the only part. Customer service is kind of the only part of the business. I mean, it's true. If you don't take care of customers, they can't take care of you, and they really do take care of us. So,
what really spreads awareness is the experience. You know, when people are taken care of and they feel that they're listened to, they have an issue and they're taken care of and everything works out for them, it goes much further than any ad or any video or anything you can do as marketing.
This is just some sort of history of stuff that either I worked on or Tarek worked on, some fun projects, a few iterations. Here we've got all the ranges of the Tachi magazine, and at some point I'll add some other things, but just kind of some fun, different history items. And now I think I'll take you upstairs and get Flux to show you around the studio. These are all my Nerf shirts. I have too many Nerf shirts, but this was super cool from Nerf Ball, more Nerf Ball. Other Nerf shirts, I just kind of cycle through them. There's a lot here. I probably should do a better job of folding and organizing them. Nerf shirts.
The thing I don't like is I have to constantly remind myself that I'm working, which is weird. I've never been like this. I've never had a job I absolutely love like that. This is the upstairs studio / work area where we do special projects and that kind of stuff. This is our LiPo charging storage. We have a little process here for, putting stuff into storage mode, putting them in their proper containers. That's what happens here. Got some fun stuff up there. Don't look at that. Oh my God, I was kidding. And we got this area here. This is a one-for-one representation of our hardware list. We're working on some ideas to try to get this into a tight, compact thing that we could send out to designers potentially. This whole thing is just our workbench area we're kind of working on. So this area up here, which I don't want filmed, so hopefully you can censor that for me. It is our product development queue, essentially. So these are things that we're looking to work on and bring to all of you. Workbench, we're looking to mirror two areas of where you can mod and build stuff. So still in the works right now. A lot of things up here were kind of in the works. Perry's been a big help on cleaning stuff up and helping get things organized. Back here is the bigger tools are gonna go on here, grinders and drill press and chop saws and band saws, all that kind of fun stuff will be here. This is our wall for anything from product testing. So Darts are a big part of what we do here, obviously. And
say the thing, say the line.
We're out of darts, but we're not really. But just all the stuff that comes out. And then of course we got our shells, you know, because we got a lot of cool shells coming out lately. Then we got magazines for more testing. A lot of questions on, does this magazine fit in this blaster? So that's why we have this all set up here. Barrels, because that's also a constant question. What barrel should I put in what blaster, along with springs?
Does Luke like that you've moved a bunch of blasters into his warehouse?
Are you talking about the storage ones or
yeah. All of them. Some maybe more than others.
I have moved thousands of blasters into out of darts, and Luke's probably not super crazy about it. I just built this one, what, last month or so? It started as overflow, but now some of these we actually come up here and check them. You know, maybe something we don't necessarily carry, like, you know, a Firefly. Oh, does this stock fit on the Firefly? Well, we don't know if we don't carry it, so it's good to have a little bit of everything up here. Then we got stuff that we were thinking about carrying, like, you know, this is inverted scales, I believe. We'll get our review models, check them out. Maybe it's not a good product fit. So we'll store it up here, kind of archive it. We were referring to this wall as the archive wall. They do actually serve a purpose, you know. And I've actually thought about bringing some of these there because I get customer emails. People ask like, hey, does this fit that? Then over here is the main studio area. This is what everyone knows of. But what they don't normally see is behind the scenes here. Perry's usually running a bunch of stuff, anything from filming equipment to sound to editing software, doing all the cool stuff in the background. This table has been I don't know, I love how this thing turned out. This is kind of a dream project of putting everything in one place. Like, so these tools here, we keep these here. We don't take them anywhere else. So we know this set of tools are here, and it kind of helps with this whole flow and how it works here.
Content has changed a lot since I started doing videos on YouTube, and one of the big challenges is deciding how much energy to put into videos and then what to focus on. What we've come up with as a team is that the most important videos are for us to serve the customers. Things that help with customer service, whether that's a full tutorial, a build guide, our tips and tricks series where we're showing you, how to take apart your blaster, lubricate the blaster, maintain it, put it back together. All those little things, those questions that come up that are hard to describe in an email but a lot easier in a video, those make really good content. And then we're also playing around with shorts and trying to throw things out there and see what sticks and what people resonate with and try to bring more people into the hobby and more awareness to the hobby as well.
Back when I first started the YouTube channel and I was just completely I love doing the content, I love learning the stuff, and I actually purchased like hardware kits and whatnot from Out of Darts. I would print stuff, build stuff, but I love doing the build guides and tutorials. They take a lot of time, they're a lot of effort. It feels like a passion thing because you really love showing and teaching, but they don't do well. Well, now at my current job, that's a part of my job, is I literally do build guides, and I love it. It's one of the coolest things. In addition, I have people like Perry who make the build guide process like so much easier, because before it's all me. You have to list it all out, put all the parts up. Like Perry helps tremendously with all that, in addition to the editing, which is also a bunch of work you got to do.
We also have what I think is a really fantastic newsletter. Perry does 99% of the work there, so I have to give him all the credit. It's high effort and high value. We're putting a lot of time and thought into it. We do a single newsletter each month, so you can sign up for that. We'll always talk about new events coming up, projects we're working on, new blasters that are out, upgrades, all kinds of stuff, and it's a good way to kind of get your just finger on the pulse of what we're doing here at Out of Darts.
We love to go to all events, but it's just number one is time. Because when we go to events, the warehouse still has to function, Out of Darts still has to run. So we have to make a decision on who goes to what event, how much money are we spending, are we gonna set up a booth, are we gonna sponsor teams? It's important, to be there, say hi, shake people's hands, and talk about the hobby and what we're doing. The classic Out of Darts wall that we've seen over and over, and it'll probably change from time to time. Our secret book here. Luke says no one can read this.
I was reading it.
You're reading it? You're not supposed to look in here. That 95 crossbow is pretty cool. New in box. And the thing is, he never opens it up or looks at it. I mean, how do we know what's in there, right? We don't know.
The most important part of running a business after the customers is the people that you work with. You got to have a good team to actually get stuff done, and we have a really, really solid team.
Do the employees make the company, as the boss said previously?
Yes. What does that mean?
Is the boss in the room with us right now?
No, maybe.
You guys aren't just being hired on because friends that want to play Nerf all day. You guys
Oh.
have relevant experiences.
Yeah.
That are
That's
tailor-made.
yeah. So there's the whole thing of like, oh, we're just all buddies and we're all getting hired at a darts. As funny as that sounds, it would be cool if that's how the world was, but we all bring skills and talents that are essential to running the business. And we work long and hard hours, and as this grows, we need more people that know what they're doing to offer the best service and have talent to do that.
What have you been doing in the past week since starting?
Like everything.
For the position that he got, like he's 1000% qualified. Like that is the lateral step or the next step in his career path. It's hard though because you don't want to hire people that just want to talk about the hobby all day, you know, and just play with Nerf blasters and just not actually work. Cool factor, I think this thing's super cool. I've never built one. This is the, I was just talking about it. Hurricane, right? Hurricane? Hurricane. That's the prototype one, right? Yeah,
Probably.
so that's like the first one.
It looks like it.
Yeah, because like now it's 3D printed. So that thing's pretty cool. I mean, essentially that's
legacy.
That's the beginning of Proton Pack, really, right? If you think about
Beginning
it.
of Proton Pack and beginning of Out of Darts.
I'm excited for a killer 2025 and beyond. I've been doing this 9 years, and I hope I will be doing this another decade at the very least. So let's do it. This one's kind of special. So this is from the Nerf Ball event, signed by the players, and even more special to me was made, printed, and spray painted and put together by some of the engineers at Hasbro. So I like kind of noting that have that. It's kind of fun. You can't keep it, Brett. Where are you going? He's going outside.